Hey guys, here's my in-depth analysis of Eminem's Stan. If you've never heard this song, go listen to it first, then come back. Anyways, this song starts off with a sample of Dido's Thank You with Hard Rain playing in the background. Now there is a specific reason he used this sample because of this line right here. With your picture on my wall, it reminds me that it's not so bad, it's not so bad. Keep in mind the theme of this song is about an obsessive Eminem fan. In an interview, Eminem said, "When I heard your picture on my wall, I was like, yo, this could be about someone who takes me too seriously. So I knew what I was gonna write before I wrote it. A lot of times when I'm writing songs, I see visions for everything I'm writing. This was one of those." The added rain and thunder in the back is probably just to add to the dark mood of the song. The first verse of this song is written from the perspective of Stan and is actually the second letter that he's sending to Eminem. It starts with, "Dear Slim, I wrote you, but you still ain't calling," showing that Eminem hasn't responded to Stan's first letter. He talks about his family and how he's about to have a kid with his girlfriend who's pregnant. He tells Eminem to send him a letter back, ending his letter with, "Hit me back just to chat, truly yours, your biggest fan, this is Stan." Keep in mind, Eminem wrote this song in response to fans that were taking his lyrics too seriously. The second verse is another letter Stan's writing to Eminem, but this time he's more angry since he didn't reply to his first two letters. He explains that him and his little brother Matthew went to one of his concerts, and when they asked him for a picture, he said no. He says that Eminem should have given his little brother Matthew an autograph. He says that Matthew is Eminem's biggest fan and a bigger fan than himself. He also says some pretty disturbing things such as, "Sometimes I even cut myself to see how much it bleeds. It's like adrenaline, the pain is such a sudden rush for me. See, everything you say is real and I respect you because you tell it." This is a reference to the LP he released right before this album, the Slim Shady LP. A lot of lyrics in this LP were very violent and it upset a lot of people when it first came out. This is another example of Eminem fans taking what he says too literally when he's just trying to express himself artistically. In the third verse, Stan is fed up that Eminem is not answering any of his letters. It's pretty self-explanatory, but basically Stan is drunk yelling at Eminem telling him how much he hates him. This time he's recording on a cassette tape instead of writing a letter so that he can drive himself off a cliff, killing his girlfriend, his child, and himself, all because Eminem won't notice him. Also, his pregnant girlfriend is tied up in the back of the car. Kind of an important detail. Right as Stan realizes that he's not going to be able to send his cassette tape out to Eminem if he's dead at the bottom of a river, we hear his car crash off the bridge and splash into the water. The fourth and final verse is actually a twist to the story where Eminem actually responds to Stan. He says he was busy and apologizes for not responding, and he signs a starter cap and sends it out for his little brother Matthew. He also tells Stan that he needs to work out his problems and get his life together. He tells Stan that he doesn't want him to end up like this guy he saw on the news who drove his car off a bridge with his girlfriend and his kid. He then realizes that the guy he's talking about who he saw on the news is Stan, and the song comes to an end. In the music video, you can see Stan's ghost smiling outside Eminem's window, happy that he's finally getting the letter he wanted. Now, some people might not actually know this, but Eminem actually released a sequel to this song. 13 years later, Eminem released the Marshall Mathers LP 2, and the intro track Bad Guy serves as a sequel to Stan. Now, I'm not going to analyze this completely, but I kind of want to go over the main concept. The first two verses are rapped from the perspective of Matthew, Stan's little brother. He basically tells Eminem that he ruined his family's life, and he's the reason that his older brother Stan died. The other verses are from both Matthew and Eminem himself, sort of just reflecting on his career as a whole. So, to recap, Stan is obsessed with Eminem, gets mad when he doesn't respond, kills himself and his pregnant girlfriend. Eminem responds and then realizes that a guy he saw on the news was Stan, and then Matthew blames Stan's death all on Eminem because he didn't respond. The whole song is basically Eminem telling his fans not to be like Stan and not to take everything he says literally. If you guys like these videos, make sure you leave a comment on which album or song I should cover next. Thank you so much for watching.